Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, their head coach has got to believe it in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Starting lineup time for the offense. What about Dwayne Brown, my friend?
Remember when we were kids and you wanted to make sure you had the big guy next to you all the time because you needed a bodyguard? That's Dwayne Brown at left tackle. He protects his quarterback so well as provides great access in the running game.
6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it third down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Check. Right there, 54, right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, that's complete to DK Metcalf. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. On first down, it's Carson, and he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into play number 12 in the NFL against the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Now Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll go down at the 28. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. On 3rd down, Carson, and he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. This is Carson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
Now a man who played collegiately here in the Golden State, Rashad Penny. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here, because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route, because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle, because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. 18 yards, first down Niners. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. This is how the defense will line up for Seattle. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Here we go again.
To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. He finds McKinnon, complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Hey, alert three.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. Wilson now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now a give right side. Carson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now Wilson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the 1st down carry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now Rashad Penny. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now it's Carson. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They run it with Carson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
Hey, pick your game up.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Throwing is Wilson. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. a dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Under 10.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
You have to have guys who can limit the other team's number of plays run and possessions. And no better way than an interception. And what a great way to break into the league.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Penny, a first down carry. Despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, it's Carson, and there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Defense.
Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it's a 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Carson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 33. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Carson, and he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will make our score 9-0. So you're a boxing guy. How do you score that on your boxing card? A very long drive, but 3 points.
And I really want to do my boxing analyst voice right here, but I'm going to keep it normal for us, right? I call it a draw. That type of a drive has to feel good, right? You take it all the way downfield, you control the ball, control the clock. But they only got 3 points out of it. So defensively, it could have been worse, right? So I give it a draw.
Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the 2nd quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Coleman. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Let's make these babies
On play action, it's Garoppolo. He finds Taylor, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Garoppolo's pass. Here we go.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure and it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Marquise Goodwin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability, as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? On play action, now Garoppolo. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Space to maneuver at the 40. Man open, it's Goodwin. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down. Completes it to Coleman.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 3rd and 2. Now Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Carson. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the half. It's Wilson looking deep for Jennings. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on now, let's go.
Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. And he's made it easy for us to put together a highlight package. Just wondering what he ate before this one started.
Let's include that in the package, right? Get the gourmet out here, figure it all out, and guaranteed he'll do that going forward as well, because with a game like this, you don't want to change things too much. Oh, yeah, you also want to continue to get that great blocking he's received today, too.
Yeah, kudos to the guys up front indeed. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo, and he slings one that's incomplete. Trent Taylor, the one he was looking for, but now it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. It's caught by Coleman, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized. executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They run again with Carson. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. On third down, Wilson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
From the 22, Garoppolo. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Returnable for Lockett. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. On first down, Carson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, it's Penny. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 10 more there and another first down.
Here we go.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown. Offensively, are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They will run again with Coleman. And an alley to run. Through an opening, and there he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, 76 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Now Gold for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. To throw is Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll toss it out to Carson. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
56, the mic, boys, 56. Check.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. D. Ford, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it. Myers' kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Here's Coleman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we go. Check. Watch 54, watch 54. I'm on. Hey.
Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Let's go.
They go play action here on 1st down. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
4 yards on the pickup.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's 7 yards there and a first down. Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. They'll run on first down. Coleman. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Kyle Juszczyk, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for 2. Here's Garoppolo to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. Touchdown pass number 4 of the afternoon for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gold to add the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Wilson to throw. And Jennings has it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. To throw again is Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll find Metcalf. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now it's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Wilson will throw again. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Wilson, and that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12.
Makes the score Niners 34.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it. Coleman now. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? The Niners on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check, check. Lucky.
This is Coleman. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Coleman. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Coleman. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he will force his way forward for a yard or 2, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. That's Mike McGlinchey, former first-round pick out of Notre Dame with a penalty. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
A 30-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a lot. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Getting down to the end of this one here, Charles. That touchdown, though, gives them a glimmer of hope.
Without a doubt, because all had appeared lost, but that touchdown puts them right back in it with plenty of hope and a little more optimism.
Now Myers for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Makes the score Niners 34, Seahawks 29.
So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
So the victory here for San Francisco.
And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Niners, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.